Well, quick one from me as I'm still settling into a new house. The gear isn't properly set up and still a ton of things to do as YouTube's a hobby, not a career for me. But good to be back. So what if you're not bothered about all the bells, whistles, wiring in, locking mechanisms and just want a large screen for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto? I was thinking about this as my current CarPlay setup is great for me. What if you don't want or need dash cams, tyre pressure monitoring systems, OBD data transfer, locking mounts, all that jazz? What if you're on a budget, just don't see the value in splashing out big cash and have all the wiring in expense or confidence to do it? So I present you the AOOCCI C7, that's AOOCCI. The base price of this thing is just £112. You heard that right. It's a fully featured 7-inch display, capacitive screen, the same as you'll find on most motorcycles' touchscreens. Decent brightness, can be plugged into a USB socket, wired to the bike if you prefer. This is less than a quarter of the price of some rivals and a fifth of the price of the Garmin XT2. And if you hook this up to a piece of software such as My Route app, you have a fully fledged multiple waypoint GPS system for an absolute bargain. Now I appreciate I'm just sounding like an advert currently. I should say I've not been sponsored to make this video. I reached out to AOOCCI and they did send me the unit as I asked very nicely because I just could not believe the price of this thing. I can be very charming on email. Fortunately, they've never met me. So this won't be a long video. Luckily, I've got some nice footage from the summer as I did a little trip around Dorset with this thing, so you won't be staring at my ugly mug for all of it. Any views you see are around Dorset, the Purbeck, Swanage and surrounds. If you're ever down this way, then give me a shout. So to the basics, does it work? For £112, I wasn't expecting much, I'll be honest, but it does. It's absolutely fine. So firstly, ignore the packaging. I think they got Melania Trump's team to come up with the catchphrase. That's not what you're paying for. You get everything you need inside the box for your £100. Choice of USB connection or wired connection, the unit itself and a RAM compatible mount, which is a very clever idea. Because this makes it compatible with a world of existing mounting options. If you hardwire it to the bike, it's not quick to remove every time you pop into a cafe, so you either take the risk or have to unscrew the power connector. If you use the USB connection, you can just unscrew the RAM mount, unplug it, pop it in the pannier or take it with you. Neither's excruciating in fairness, but the USB option feels quicker and easier. It also allows you to easily move the device between bikes, pop it in the car and connect to the stereo with Bluetooth if you want to. So does it work? Yep, works exactly the same as every other CarPlay device I've used, and I've had quite a few now from various different brands. The screen is decently responsive, even with gloves. It's a capacitive screen, so that's pretty much what they all use. The screen is bright enough for all conditions. It actually comes with a sunscreen with it and no extra charge. The connection from zero power, plugging a USB into CarPlay activating, consistently took around 20 to 30 seconds. Which is the same as most devices. Dead easy to set up, same as pretty much all other CarPlay devices. You just search for the Bluetooth connection on your phone, wait for it to pair, and then accept the phone's request to use CarPlay. If you want to know how to use CarPlay and what it does, this is not the video for you, but I've seen so many people get confused, thinking that something like this AOOCCI is a GPS sat-nav. It isn't. It's a dumb screen that mirrors your phone, which does all of the processing, GPS signal, apps and such like. Check out one of the million other videos or Apple or Android homepages to see what CarPlay or Android Auto is. So is it reliable? So far so good. A few trips out, no failures of the software, no disconnections, everything's still working, it's got wet, it's survived. Pretty much what you would expect. Question, would I take it on a 3,000 mile trip around Europe? Probably. On a regional ride or a daily commute, definitely. I've had Garmin's fail in the middle of the Alps, so expensive doesn't necessarily mean reliable. I've only got about 500 miles on this thing currently in predominantly good weather. They've made tens of thousands of these devices, so the consistency must be there by now, or they would be absolutely plastered all over the internet. The value for money is just incredible. It's at the stage where if you're teetering on whether CarPlay on a motorcycle is right for you, at these kind of prices it becomes a much more palatable decision to say, just give it a go. I'm not particularly here to endorse one product over another. You know, I've featured loads of different stuff on my YouTube channel. But if you were thinking about purchasing, I will pop some links in the description. I believe they'll also do you a custom startup screen for about £7.50 if that's your thing. And the shipping is free as well, so there's really not much to hide in here. So to summarise, you could have one of these, and one of these for the same price as one of these. But does that actually make one of them better than the other? Does it make those three better than that one? Not necessarily. Hopefully you get my point. They're just different and suit different purposes. So I hope that's helpful. Genuinely, if you've got any questions, just drop them in the comments and I'll answer what I can. Okay, cheers and see you again soon.